Welcome to another new episode of the Get Organised with Declutter Me podcast with myself, Shalina. I hope you're well wherever you are in the world. Whether this is your first time listening or you've been following along for a while, it's a pleasure to have you tuning in today. I'm truly grateful for your support. It means the world to me. Being able to share my passion for decluttering and organising every week is such a privilege. If you're enjoying this podcast, I'd be so appreciative if you could help spread the word. You can do so by hitting follow or subscribe, leaving a review, or simply sharing the episode with friends. Your feedback helps me continue bringing you valuable content. Today, I want to talk to you about something that might seem like a small task, but can really make a huge difference when it comes to stress-free travel. Decluttering your travel essentials. Now, whether you're off on a weekend trip, a longer holiday, or a business adventure, we know how stressful the packing process can be. The packing, the thinking, the double-checking, the frantic, I think I forgot something moment. It's enough to make you want to cancel the trip. But what if I told you that preparing in a more organised way before you even start packing, could make the whole process so much smoother? Imagine getting to your destination and realising you have everything you need, but not a single extra thing weighing you down. Sounds good, right? So in today's episode, I'm going to help you get organised for your next trip with some simple, practical tips on how to declutter your travel essentials, from your bag to your toiletries to your clothing and tech gadgets. Let's begin by talking about something we often overlook when preparing for a trip, the mental clutter. You know that feeling. You've got 1,000 things to think about. Booking the flights, confirming the hotel reservations, arranging transportation, checking the weather, and then there's the packing. It feels like it's all piling on top of each other, and by the time you start packing, you've already overloaded your brain with other things. Packing can often be more stressful than it needs to be, simply because we try to anticipate everything. We pack items just in case we might need them, only to realise halfway through the trip we haven't used half of it. We're lugging around extra bags, layers, and gadgets, all in the name of preparedness. But here's the thing, the more we pack, the more mental load we create. This is why decluttering your travel essentials before you start packing can really help. When you simplify the items you bring with you, you're reducing both the physical clutter in your bag and the mental clutter in your mind. The fewer things you're worrying about, the more you can actually focus on enjoying the trip itself. That's the ultimate goal, isn't it? So how do we get there? Well, I've got a few key areas that I focus on when I'm preparing for my travels, and I'm so excited to share them with you today. So let's start with something that seems like a no-brainer, your actual travel bag. So how often have you found yourself standing in front of an open suitcase, staring at it like it's a bottomless pit, and you're thinking, there's no way all of this is going to fit in there? I've certainly been there. The problem is often the bag is too big to begin with. When you have a larger bag, you naturally want to fill it. It's easy to throw in random things thinking you might need them, and before you know it, your suitcase is bursting to the seams. One thing I've found worked really well for me is to downgrade to a smaller bag. This forces you to be more selective with what you want to bring with you. And here's the kicker. When I use a smaller, more organised bag, I've realised I don't need half of the stuff I usually bring. It really makes me question, do I really need that extra pair of shoes? Or am I just packing it because I think I might use them once? Another tip is to keep your bag organised, no matter its size. So I use packing cubes or organising pouches to separate my items into categories. One for toiletries, one for clothes, one for gadgets. This not only saves space, but also helps me find things quickly once I'm at my destination. It's a game changer when I'm trying to avoid where did I put that charger? I also label all the packing cubes as well. So there's one for dresses, one for tops, one for socks, one for underwear. It makes it so much easier finding what I need. When you make that decision to pack lighter from the very beginning, it makes everything else much easier. The toiletries. Can you relate to that moment when you've gathered all your favourite products and they're spilling over on your travel bag? Shampoo, conditioner, skincare, makeup, deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste. it's easy to get carried away. But here's the truth, you don't need all of it. Not unless you're going away for a long period of time. For a shorter trip, it's better to pack off only the essentials. That means choosing a couple of multi-purpose products that can do the job of several. A 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, a travel-size moisturizer that works for your face and your body, a compact toothpaste that's good for the whole family. I also find refilling small travel bottles with my favourite products works wonders. That's the way I'm not stuck with a full-size shampoo bottle taking up half my bag. And let's not forget about the weight. Travel-size containers weigh less, meaning you can leave more room for other essentials or for shopping when you get to the destination. Also, don't overthink it. If you're heading to a hotel, chances are they'll provide the basic toiletries. If you're staying with family or friends, they'll have the essentials too. You don't need to carry every product you use at home, only the ones that make the trip easier and more comfortable. And a little tip for you, when you're packing your toiletries, make sure they're leak-proof. I've had so many travel mishaps where bottles have leaked all over my clothes, so investing in leak-proof containers is always worth it. And you can also get things now to put on top of containers that stop the leaks, or you can get special containers as well that are leak-proof. Next up is the clothes and shoes. The travel classic dilemma. Do I bring that extra jacket just in case? Or maybe I should pack 3 pairs of shoes because you never know. Well, I'm here to tell you that the just-in-case mentality is what makes us overpack. I've found that if I plan my outfit ahead of time, I end up packing much more efficiently. When I think through the days I'll be away, I focus on versatile pieces that I can mix and match. If I'm going away for a weekend, I aim for around 5 to 7 clothing items, which could be enough for a variety of outfits. A couple of tops, a pair of jeans, and maybe a dress or 2. For shoes, I usually stick to 1 pair of comfortable walking shoes, 1 pair of flip-flops, and 1 dressy pair for a night out. The flip-flops I wear because I have to wear them in the airport because, we always get stopped for, they tell you to take off your shoes and, brown people problems. I always get it. So it's easier just to wear flip-flops, and then they have no excuse to make me try and take off my shoes, even though sometimes they still do. But yeah, flip-flops. And it's easy then, to walk around in the plane as well. It's tempting to overpack clothes just in case of an emergency, but trust me, you're much better off planning your outfits and only bringing what you truly will wear. And if you find yourself still unsure, consider doing a quick test before you pack. Lay out your clothes and think about bringing and ask yourself, will I actually wear this? Also remember, you can always do the laundry if needed. And if the worst case scenario, you can always buy something from a store, especially if you're going to like a big city. There's always going to be like a Zara or a Primark or something around. So no need to pack the kitchen sink. Let's talk about the tech. So we live in a digital age and it's so easy to think we need to bring every gadget with us. Phone, tablets, laptops, cameras, chargers, phone banks, the list goes on. But here's the thing, do you really need all of it? For me, I've found that sticking to the bare minimum works best. I take my phone obviously because I can't live without it. It's always in my hand. Maybe a portable travel charger. And if it's a longer trip, I might add a camera or a tablet for entertainment. And also my laptop. I always carry my laptop because I always have to do work. But that's it. And then we have this drawer full of cords and chargers, don't we? So to make it easier, I always travel with a dedicated travel organizer. It keeps everything neat and accessible, and I never have to waste time searching for the right charger or headphone adapter. The key is to simplify. Do you really need your laptop for a short holiday, or can you manage with just your phone? Will your phone camera be enough for you, or do you really need that fancy DSLR? DSLR, isn't it? Yeah. So be honest with yourself and pack only the tech you'll actually use. Now, I want to talk about something that I'm sure many of you can relate to. It's the just-in-case items. These are the things we pack because we think, what if this happens, or what if I need this? But let's face it, how often do we actually use those items? The extra sweater you pack, just in case. The emergency umbrella that you'll probably never need, even though actually sometimes you do. But if you do, carry a really small one. Don't carry a big chunky one. That extra charger just in case your phone runs out of battery. It's time to stop packing just in case and to start thinking more practically. If you're going to a warm place, you don't really need a thick jacket. If you're going to a city, will you really need that 3rd pair of shoes? And you will not need high heels in cobbled streets. Like, trust me, I broke my favourite pair of purple shoes in Bulgaria and I was gutted. The streets were very cobbly. So my advice, get realistic about your trip. If there's something you really might need in a pinch, like an umbrella, you can always pick it up at the destination. But I promise you, most of these things we pack just in case will end up being completely unnecessary. So what's the takeaway from all of this? The key to stress-free travel is packing light, organized, and intentionally. When you declutter your travel essentials, you make more space both physically and mentally for the things that matter. Less stuff means less to worry about and more to focus on enjoying your trip. So when you're not lugging around excess baggage, you can move through airports, trains, city streets with ease. You'll be able to enjoy the experience more rather than getting bogged down by all the stuff you thought you needed. That's it for today's episode at Get Organised with Declutter Me. I hope you're feeling ready to declutter your travel essentials before your next trip. Remember, when you pack smarter and lighter, you create more space for fun, adventure, and peace of mind. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with your someone who's looking for a little travel inspiration. You can always reach me on my website or on Instagram at Declutter Me. Until next time, travel light and travel smart. Take care. Bye.